lichess and Twitch. International Master William Paschall streaming from Budapest, Hungary. What's up? We're playing some blitz and rapid chess. Good to see Astrobate and JCS, our most faithful assistants here to the stream. Let me check this out, Panda. How does it look? Good. I'm back. Yeah. I've been waiting so long for this. I've been all alone, but I've been studying. Alright, so Panda, you just stay there and continue to learn, and we'll play some blitz and rapid chess. Wake up here. Early morning stream in Budapest, relatively early. Guys, we're playing blitz and rapid chess with subscribers and friends. It's going to be a little bit slow to pick up, I think, because of the time change. I'm usually streaming at a different hour, so Astrobate's been kind enough to stay up all night just to watch the stream. JCS waking up in the early morning, I guess. What's up, guys? Piecing together the schedule, basically. What is up? Always late. Yeah. It's a little bit touch and go lately. Alright. We might have to dig in there and find like a challenge from some randoms. Let me see. I'm taking challenges 5+3 through 7+3. We get some viewers from lichess, the Europeans. Good with the European scene here. Monka S. Alright, Infinite Flash. You're up late. Exactly, guys. Mainstream Monday 5+3 through 7+3. Accepting challenges. Mule Skinner's here. Alright. Haven't seen Mule Skinner in ages. That's cool. Maybe this time will work better from him, since he's in Spain. No commercials again. Uh-oh. What is up with that? Get the pillow in place. Alright, we're live. The Mule Skinner. He loves to play the Grand Prix attack against my Sicilian. I accept the challenge. Every time I play this, I feel like I'm trying to reinvent the wheel. Alright, the anti-Mule Skinner. Anti-Grand Prix attack move order, to some extent. Flash is awake. You're feeling hungry. It's the oldest joke in the world. Alright. Flash, you weren't here yesterday, were you? For my Simul stream. I played my first tournament game yesterday in 4 months against this guy Tomislav Kop from Croatia, and the dude just like sacked the piece. It didn't work, but I didn't take it. I just believed him. A lot of psychology in chess, and I'm afraid that I'm a little bit lazy to calculate. You were there, okay. I was too lazy to calculate. Is my volume low? Barely here, and I got buds in. Yeah, I don't know. I'll check it. Could be. There could be something to that. Hello? Hello? Let me check. Looks like it's on normal. How do you guys hear the other people? How's the volume otherwise besides Astrobate? I don't know what would make my volume low. It's kind of a weird issue. Necessarily having no volume, I understand, because my microphone has issues from time to time, but the low volume, that's another technical problem. Infinite says the volume is good. Yeah, I typically don't have that issue. It It all depends. We should have a vote on it. Will Skinner played knight f3. You're low, but I can hear you. Wonder what would make my volume low. On my mixer on Streamlabs OBS, I have volume 100%. So I can't really figure it out. Let me check. There's absolutely nothing that could possibly change the volume. Windows recording setting? Can you adjust that manually? Okay, where do I get that in Windows 10? Can you guys just... Because I'm not used to Windows 10. I mean, this is all new to me. How do I find the volume controls in Windows 10? I've had this for like 3 weeks. I've been using Windows 10 for like 3 weeks. Yeah, G4 was an interesting idea. So like settings. System. Does anybody want to guide me on how to change my Windows recording setting? Any suggestions? Yeah, G4 is an interesting suggestion there. Man, I thought it was my move. I thought it was my move again. That's crazy. I remember seeing some analysis where black does something like d5, e5, and knight back to g8 again. Maybe it would be better not to do that and just play d5 first and not have to reroute your knight again. But this is definitely strange. The bishop f4 is making me want to play this differently. Click on the volume button on the taskbar. Oh, that's deep. Open sound settings. Okay. Man. Grabbing the wrong window. Oh. This stupid Windows, man. Right click, open sound settings. Toggle your input. What do you want me to do, though? Test your microphone. It does look low. Test your microphone. Device properties. It's on 88. I mean, that's pretty high. I moved it from 88 to 100. So that's not going to make a huge difference, I would think. Bishop f4 is kind of a weird move in this King's Indian sort of setup, where basically he's got an f4 break lined up usually. Got better. I really didn't think like 12% would make a big difference, but I guess it could. Could do something. Welcome to my stream, guys. Will Skinner with closing in on 200 games. He's got 188. This will be 189. Loud and clear now. So that 12%, makes a huge difference. Okay, guys, you can challenge me through 5+3 and 7+3. Any kind of rapid or blitz. Bow down to the Cloud Clan. Ku Cloud Clan. The Cow Clan. Alright. A4. On this, I think you've got to play like Bishop C6 or B4. Actually, there's a lot of moves. I could play Queen B6. Vegetarian burgers at McDonald's, right? Sounds interesting. I don't know, every time I play the black side of something that resembles the Will Paschall, I feel completely out of my element. Even though I occasionally try to play... We will occasionally try to play the Will Paschall. Now the next problem is going to be the f4, f5 eventuality. The eventuality that is f4, f5. I guess I could play bishop e7 and on knight h4 play g6. I'd like to play next time I play with Mule Skinner. I'm just gonna play e4, e5 and see what he does. Then I can get a kind of baseline on what I should do in this sort of situation. The c4 lever is interesting. I feel like we should do that. Jettisoning his structure forever. I have 188 games, 689 against Mule Skinner. But Nefedov has the record. He's way up in the 200s. But Mule Skinner is definitely a veteran of my streams. McDonald's is expensive. It's like ridiculously expensive for like a menu or whatever you call it, a meal. It's weird because in America we call them meals, right? Happy Meal, value meal, and in Hungary it's called a menu. And then I'll go to the United States and I'll be like, can I have a meal on a menu, please? They'll be like, what? What is a menu? It's hard to do the international McDonald's thing. He bought a tempo with rook b1, but now his pawn structure is collapsing. The house of cards. Oh, this worked. We didn't suffer the normal Mule Skinner Grand Prix attack, which is good. He's pretty good in those f4, bishop e5 systems. Like Zen Chess also plays the same thing. I still haven't really felt comfortable playing the black side of that. McDonald's is expensive. It's expensive here too in Budapest. By Hungarian standards, it's very expensive. You might as well eat it like a regular restaurant, you know? Go to like a Mexican restaurant. Hey, Zen Chess is here. The other player I thought of immediately who plays the Grand Prix attack with f4 bishop b5. There's someone else though that I'm forgetting. Zen Chess was lurking by coincidence. That's funny. It's totally random. I didn't think I'm gonna get these American viewers. JCS, Infinite Flash Chess, Zen Chess, Astrobate. Almost everyone is American except for Mule Skinner and Ayeste. Alright, so now we've got all these choices. Best way to win the pawn is to not win it at all. Just keep the pressure on. I don't want your pawn, I want all your pawns. This whole családi. Családi is family in Hungarian. The pawn family. I guess I could have played bishop takes e4 with tempo there. But they're not going anywhere. With my shaved beard, better Wi-Fi. better environment. I get more viewers. Well, time plays a factor, you know, but I'm not really sure which is better. Well, I can concentrate a little bit better, though my mom is still around. At least I have some people to help me. Where I was, it was like a nightmare. It's still a nightmare, but it's like a more livable nightmare. Trying to find like a babysitter for my mom now. All right, whatever. You are banished to H3. Banishment. So he's got the F4 break. We've been waiting for a whole game for that, essentially. Man, my pieces are still sticky. Pick them up and they don't move. Bob will be around. So is it true that Bob was harassing? Was he like really going to Saltigo stream? Is Asterbay, you said that, right? What am I doing now? I should have played takes on E4. He played F4. Why don't you play F3 there? And keep your central pawn. That's weird. It's like a mind fart. I mean, I had the same idea. Like, oh, he'll play F4. But no, you should play F3 and keep your central pawn. I think essentially I did the same thing. I wrote it off, more or less. Yeah. Can't quite like trap an exchange or anything like that. Bishop takes queen c1. I don't know which way to take. There's so many choices. They're all good. I had this great position against the guy yesterday where I was like black in an open Sicilian in a Velimirovich, and he's got like 2 knights hanging on d5 and f5, sacrificing both simultaneously, and I'm not taking them, but I'm just like taking this pawn on e4 with my knight just out there, just the same way. It was just a weird sort of thing. Okay, whatever, man. What if I just castle? Eventually, something's got to give. F5, I guess. Well, he's not going to lose on time, apparently. He does have a threat there. A mild threat. I'm sure that I had better than the way I played this. All right. That was a long game. Tough. No rematch. All right. Summon. It's not Bob. You guys think there was a debate about whether it's Bob or not. All right. Haberbaum is here. Zen Chess. These guys are subscribers. Play them first. Connor the Genius. Subscribers get to play first on Mondays and Wednesdays. And you guys are welcome anything between 5+3 and 7+3. 5-3, 5-4, 5-5, 6-3, 6-4, 6-5, 7-3. 7-3 being the maximum. You should let Ponda do that announcement every day. These are the preferred time controls, okay? I'm a little bit underweight, so I'm kind of flabby. I need, you know, skin tightening surgery. So if you guys want to support the stream, it could help me to afford this healthcare that I badly need, okay? Anyway, after that rather confused message, we will go back to the next game. Sparklehorse versus Haberbaum. I feel like playing something different. Hyperbomb. Oh man, what did I do? What did I do? I closed the wrong window. Come back window. Where are you? There it is. All right. Oh, I've got a new chair and it's not very comfortable. It's hurting my legs. G3, knight f6, bishop g2. Okay. The anti-Pirtz, actually anti-King's India move order. There's a game like Benko tried this. Maybe Benko tried this against Fischer. I'm remembering something vaguely. Although I think that really King's Indian players should probably, at this point, just decide on playing either c5 or d5 here, instead of just trying to get transposed or letting yourself get transposed to a Pirtz. If you don't play the Pirtz, you play the King's Indian, you're going to need to not allow this e4 here. Valuable is going over my own games. Yeah, I mean, I've done that once or twice. Maybe on my Thursday streams. Sort of given myself a turn to do game analysis. Well, I mean, it's easy for you to say that, Infinite Flash Chess, that you actually care about getting better at chess and improving. I mean, a lot of viewers just kind of want to see, like, bullet chess and unlimited action. Of course, that's not my thing, but, yeah, I'd like to go over maybe one of my own games. Of course, I haven't had any games to go over in a long time. This is an interesting approach, though. I like e5, kind of Andras Adorian-like, with the early g6, although there's something strategically weird about this, like putting the knight on f6 essentially when you're going to need an f5 break. It's very similar to what happened in last game with Muleskinner, last game. With Muleskinner, on his king side, he has the knight on f3, bishop on f4, and he needs to make an f4 break. That's what his pawn structure is dictating there, so there is definitely that negative side of this knight on f6 with e5. I played a game Sunday. Good point. Played a game Sunday. Man, it's so embarrassing. Yeah, maybe we'll go over that for Thursday, for tomorrow night. Tomorrow night will be subscriber stream, 6:30 p.m. There's a small chance it could be canceled, though, because tomorrow night, yeah, I think tomorrow night we might have to cancel tomorrow's stream. Shit. All right. Tomorrow's stream may be canceled because it's my daughter's birthday. Good reason, though. All right, bishop g7 here. We'll see. Maybe I'll just do like a redo stream or something like that, like a shortened version, rather than canceling it outright. I'll do like a half stream or something, so we don't have to cancel completely. I think we got to just fly by the seat of our pants on the scheduling for the next week or so. Bishop g7, knight e2, trying to play for d4. Man, I'm losing my mind. I thought it was Wednesday today. I understand. I've been through a lot, and It's not the first time today that I thought today was like Wednesday for some reason. Alright, never mind. Just ignore anything I said about tomorrow. For some reason, I started thinking today was Wednesday at some point, and I don't really know why. I think right before the stream, I was basically looking at my schedule and trying to work out my schedule for Thursday. And so going into the stream, I started believing that it was Wednesday, and we're like thinking about doing the schedule for Thursday. Sorry about that. Tomorrow night we're fine. We have our Tuesday tournament. It's going to be rapid, 6:30 Central European time. I think, what did we say? 6:30. We did the simul at 6:30, right? Yesterday? Yesterday's simul, I did start at 6:30. Yeah, okay, let's try to stay with the 6:30. I think that'll work for now. So it can be 6 or 6:30. Maybe we'll go with 6. All right, 6 tomorrow. I don't really have a set schedule. It's got to be worked out. 6 tomorrow will be tournament. Viewer tournament. 6 in the PM. That's noon. Man. What time is that? 9 hours behind. So that would be 9 a.m. for Mr. Asterbait. Should I play d4 here? Lose a pawn? I don't lose a pawn, right? Or do I? Take, knight takes e4, knight takes c6, knight takes c3, knight takes d8, knight takes d1. That would transpose to like a fianchetto Pirtz or something. Let's try to play without d4. Try to play against the knight and f6. It's still not that bad for black though. Like a kind of Vienna game. It's also a closed, yeah, Vienna game. I don't know what else to call this. Well, I'm saying 6. Yeah, I'm not going to do 6:30. I think JCS. The simul was at 6:30. We're going to aim for 6 p.m. here for Tuesdays and Thursdays, I guess. It'll vary. Sometimes 6, sometimes 6:30. Whatever. Just keep an open mind. This looks a little creepy, a little slow. So we have 2 options. We can play for f4, or we can delay it and just try to develop our pieces with something like bishop e3, queen d2. Just their classic, boring, closed Sicilian. He was kicking butt yesterday on ICC, got to around 2170 in 5 minutes. Yeah, that's solid. That would basically be, not to be like, you know, arrogant about it, but that would be where I would fall if I was like really like totally on tilt and playing the worst I ever played. I got down to around 2170 probably when I was totally losing my mind, you know. So you're getting into my range there, Zen Chess. Getting in the range of what some stronger players reach, I'm trying to say. You know, it was a backhanded compliment to Zen Chess, but 2170 is solid. I would drop down that low sometimes on a bad day, a bad week, a bad year. That's like my future FIDE rating. I was talking about yesterday, my opponent, the dude is like at his peak rating at the age of 40 something. I just still can't get over that. That's pretty impressive. Maybe he just like worked like all of his life. Now he has some free time. He started to really concentrate on the game. I would think it's very rare though for people to reach their peak in their mid-40s. I don't play the closed Sicilian since I drew with Josh Whiteskin in 1991. I think that was about my last closed Sicilian with White. It's only been like 28 years. There might have been one or two offhand closed Sicilians. It's not a Sicilian, but I feel like I'm playing a closed Sicilian. The only difference is this pawn is not on c5. But what white's effectively playing a closed Sicilian setup. Yeah, I mean, to be middle-aged and get your peak rating. I mean, it's one thing if you just started or whatever, you know, in the recent past, but like this guy who's been playing since the 90s, I mean, maybe he plays a lot of like club tournaments that aren't FIDE rated, and he just like, you know, never played that many FIDE rated games. So he never really got an accurate rating or something. But he seemed pretty okay, except for the fact that he sacked a piece completely unsoundly. I was pretty freaked out by it. It was like this blitz position I've played like hundreds of times in like blitz games, and I've never had more than once or twice over the board. And the guy just threw the knight onto d5. I was like, what? All right. This may be a serious mistake. Kind of a normal plan, but I think I might have reacted too quickly here. Although I've got d4 maybe. This wasn't my original plan, but maybe it's a good one. I was going to play gf f4, but then actually d5 could be good for black. Is good for black. So if I play d4 first, trying to be a self-taught master. Acerbate is like Steinitz is like 60 when he made his GM norms. I don't think he made the norms in traditional sense, but maybe his best performances. So effectively, Acerbate is correct. Maybe not in nomenclature, but it is known that Steinitz, you know, performed well in his later years. A quintessential old man chess player. So bishop takes like lower risk. Makes sense. Does watching videos count as self-taught? I don't know. Good question. It's a gray area. I like how my opponent is like the same age as me almost, and he's just a little older, and he had 30 games, like 30 plus games that I could analyze, like to prepare for him, and he has like 800 to 1,000 of mine. I'm so sick of that, you know. I just want to like change my name or something. It's just a huge disadvantage. Every time I play a little like 7-year-old kid, they're like studying 1,000 of my games before we play. And I get to see like 3 of theirs when they were like 5 years old. I mean, that's a serious disadvantage. Like, you can't overcome that. I mean, there's no compensation of my experience. Oh, I like the way Haberbaum played this. He's got a completely viable position. And g4 doesn't seem very prudent. I could play it. I don't think he can really sacrifice a piece here. I mean, he could. In blitz, it would be a speculative sacrifice. But what's the point of g4? Okay, I could put my knight on g3 and like... Maybe I could do it in tandem with something like d5, g4, and then knight g3. You can also play knight b4. It's kind of weird. Now the thing is like g4, bishop d7, and I'm just knight g3. We'll try it. Because if h5, I take on h5. We can basically try to play on his strong side. And you can definitely sack a piece here. It's purely speculation, but viable, I think. Well, if he doesn't sacrifice a piece, maybe he ends up being like extremely bottled up. You're stealing my techniques? That's what I'm here for. Give my knowledge away. For free. Almost free. For the mere price of a subscription on Twitch. You get to steal my ideas. Alright, Haberbaum has serious time problems here. I mean, I think in a blitz game, you could consider sacrificing a piece for like a couple pawns and a few checks. A lot of people will need a lot less. Acerbate probably would have sacrificed a piece already. There it is. I mean, I'm not surprised. He's got to do something. I think it's probably on sound. Just for show. Alright, not enough time for Haberbaum. Zen Chess is up next. Then we've got to see who's subscribing and not. Just being able to sit down across someone who knows all the rules is tough outside of a chess club. I guess it depends on where you are. You know, if you're like in like Paris or something, the cafe chess scene is probably pretty good. I imagine there's a lot of people who know the rules. But in like, you know, central Nebraska, it's probably significantly less. Alright, the Zen Chess. Zen Chess Oscar Shapiro was the oldest person to become a master. I remember Oscar Shapiro, Acerbate. I don't know if I ever played that guy, but I remember seeing him. And he did indeed look old. I don't think I think I saw him playing in multiple tournaments in the early 90s, late 80s. Steinitz was the oldest world champion. Alright. Even at the chess club, the stronger players want to play blitz. Well, I mean, yeah, blitz is more fun. It's easier to organize tournaments that are unrated or whatever. Do any of these cats really like playing serious chess? What do you mean by cats? My stream is basically, you know, as you realize, it's geared toward being serious toward the game. I think there's a void. There's 99% of people who stream are basically just here to kind of show off their bullet chess skills and look cool with the teenage crew. I just really want to still get better at the game and teach and make a living teaching and try to improve myself at the same time. I mean, and I take the game very seriously, as you guys know. So even the casual games, I try to treat with as much seriousness and respect. But I agree, I don't think it's that easy to find online games. People are afraid of cheating for good reason. So there's that to deal with. There's the fact that people don't have time. It's hard to find like longer games. So it is a point. You just had a disastrous classical tournament, Slemon. Yikes. You want to tell us about it? You want to tell us more details? What made it so disastrous? So Zen Chess just played like Bishop A6, but I don't think that's typically done against Bishop F4. Funny, it's good in the G3 Queen's Indian because that bishop's missing from the F1 C4 diagonal. Yeah, basically Zen Chess, we got him out of his comfort zone. Now he's playing a kind of random setup. But nevertheless, it's a glorified London system, which you guys know that I love. I started playing this because Miles played it against me in a couple of online banter games, and he beat me really easily with the most simple sort of approach. I was impressed, and I realized when he played Bishop F4 against me that it was just kind of this amorphous variation that makes it difficult for black. Like, there are no variations, not so many. You just kind of like don't have much knowledge. It's not that discussed in books. When Tony played it against me, I was just like, okay, I don't know anything about this. So I realized bishop f4 kind of a useful line, but objectively it's probably not that great. Some famous games that Miles won against Spassky and others. I've had good success with it though, the couple of times that I've played it. Remember I beat the Canadian guy, Thomas Roussel Rosman. Immediately Zenchess went off, killed her with bishop a6. So Sleman, Haberbaum, just bad general result. I think I misplayed this actually. Yep, he found it. Knight h5 is a problem. I'm supposed to play h3 most likely after bishop e7. As soon as this becomes not available to my bishop on g5, I should probably watch out for knight h5. On the other hand, it's not that bad. I had a game with somebody, I think it was Hungarian IM. I can't remember his name now. They did something like this, but not on bishop a6. Bishop a6 is just weird. 4 out of 9. Well, that's not that bad. It sounds like one of my results. I've had a lot of 4 out of 9s in Grandmaster round robins, so I'm pretty used to that score. I lost one game against the 1300, timed out while calculating one game. I played it completely brainless in another. Drew games in which I was better. All right. So in other words, you felt like you were playing below your potential all across the board. That sounds to me like you're not in good form, maybe mentally. I mean, you're obviously not a professional chess player, but at the amateur level, it's important to consider your condition too. I mean, if you're, like, say, really tired, you've been working a lot, taking care of your mother with Alzheimer's or what have you, it's going to affect your results. So I would first look to see if it was something like outside of your chess knowledge that was responsible for the bad results. Time usage is tricky. If you have trouble with timing out like the last game against me, I mean, probably you need to play more blitz or something like that. I don't advocate a lot of like super fast blitz, but I think it is useful to make sure, you know, you can move quickly when you need to. So you just castled. Logical move. What am I going to do? Knight g5, bishop g5, queen h5, g6, queen f3. I mean, we have some attack here. The downside of this is that it trades pieces. What would Tony do? Amar Sinaga. Hello. What's up, everybody? So, I mean, what you're describing there, Sleman, sounds to me almost like you're in bad shape. You're in bad shape. But you might want to play some blitz to get the timing down a little bit better. I don't know how much blitz you play. It's useful though. I think something like 5-0, 3-2 to play this regular blitz games might help to avoid the time problems. All right, so now I threw my knight out to g5. What do I have to show for it? He just went back. We might want to just go postal here. Queen c2, h6, h4. I normally don't like to put my queen on this square. I much prefer e2. Alright, we're just gonna go crazy and castle long, I guess. Though there's still an option to just walk the king over here. I'm expecting c5 at some point, when I would probably take on c5 and play it like some kind of classical Nimzo structure. Bishop on a6 not playing that well there. White's position looks kind of coffee house. But we have the knight h5, bishop g8 idea. Bishop h7 check, king h8, bishop g8. Wins. This is a distraction. Unless queen a4 wins a piece. No. It shouldn't change too much. Yeah, I don't think you can open the H file. 90 minutes plus 30 seconds per move. I mean, you're talking about with no additional time control, right? Okay, so this combination. Chess is my love. Chess is my wife. So that's a theme. The Zen chess. Got thematically themed out here. He's not awake yet. He managed the final day with a +1. Testing if I was still a subscriber. Yeah. Chess is my wife. I don't know if that's a person. I was just making a joke. Didn't Korchnoi write a book called like Chess is My Life? Or something to that effect? Oh, he's got the c4 pawn. Just resigned. An early capitulation. Well, I mean, probably he's losing here. He's down an exchange. If you can take this pawn on c4, though. Do I read chess books a lot? Well, I used to. Not a lot of free time lately to do much reading. I would like to. I haven't been able to buy a lot of chess books either. Lack of money and time. Time is money. Chess is basically a pastime for people with a lot of money and time, like Paul Morphy. Best suited for... It's a sport best suited to people with much money and time. Okay, blue chess albino, blue-eyed albino, and sunsets. I appreciate you challenging, but you guys could change any challenges that are like that, the 10-0 to something like between 5+3 and 7+3 with an increment. Sunsets, we can try to get that game, but I'll actually ask him to change it. So blue-eyed albino, I don't know if blue-eyed is a subscriber. I guess he's not a subscriber anymore. So we'll just take Connor the Genius. And did we play him before? And then we'll play blue-eyed albino. I don't know if you guys are subscribers. I don't think so. If you are, I apologize. Okay. I know Blue Eye was a while back subscribed. So, Connor, the Genius. Dude, what's this? What's up with his ratings? He's like 22 in classical, 22 in rapid, 1600 in blitz. But 2000, that's weird. Got all kinds of weird ratings. You can have my chess books when I die. Yeah, I've got a big library, relatively big library. Could I have transposed into London? Well, it's not really a London because I'm playing c4, you know? It's a real man's London. The London player is normally afraid to touch that c pawn and push it more than one square. But it's like a London. The Grunfeld. Okay. I don't know. The Grunfeld has been tough to me because there's so much theory that you have to know if you want to play the sharper lines. I kind of gave up attempting to keep up with, about 15 years ago, I gave up trying to keep up with the theory in this opening. It's like a full-time job. So I just started playing like really lame stuff for white. The E3, basically a totally positional line that doesn't offer too much to white. Or just avoiding the Grunfeld altogether was my main thing. Playing knight f3 and like c4. But this is the way I used to play before I gave up on studying the theory. And I still will play it here. I wouldn't want to play it in a tournament game because, again, my theoretical knowledge is basically 15 years old. Or more. I don't want to play right now. Okay, guys, I'm going to do 2-hour streams for the most part. Once my life situation gets a little easier, I'll probably go back to doing 2.5 hours. The streams are going to be a little shorter than I was typically doing. So today we're going to go from 10 to 12, a little after 12. C takes d4, C takes d4, queen a5 check, bishop d2. We can play queen d2 like Karpov. This is kind of like the main line. I remember I had a blitz game with Patrick Wolf where he played like queen a5 check, bishop d2, queen a2 years ago. I've had a bunch of games with people. Okay, knight d7 now. That move I'm not familiar with, although Spidler likes to do stuff like that. It's kind of non-theoretical. For all I know, like knight d7 is a new move, but I've never seen it that I can recall. Is there such a thing as an easy system to play versus the Grunfeld that's nice to play for white? Yeah, that was like the last thing I played against Nils. I did this video on my YouTube channel where like 8 years ago, Portish played cd5, knight d5. No, how did it go? Portish played e3, and then like bishop g7, cd5, knight d5, knight d5, queen d5, knight e2 against Beliavsky and won. I mean, if you want something simple, like that's simple. It's offering white really no advantage, but it's kind of sometimes, you know, fun to just do something easy like that. So he managed to win, but you're not going to win against a player who wants to a draw or something to play very solid. Portish only managed to beat Beliavsky because Beliavsky, you know, he likes like conflict and craziness. I never seen anyone do that though. I mean, that was the stunning thing about it. It was like 2010 or 2011, and Portish like played a move on move 5 that I've literally never seen anyone do. You know, now a whole bunch of games have been played with that, but it was basically like, I don't know where he got it from. If he invented it or someone pointed out to him, who knows? You know, he's been playing chess for like 60 years. Got a lot of time to accumulate ideas. But now we could transpose probably some sort of b6 setup. You know, sometimes you see people play e5 fairly early in these type of positions to play against the knight on d7. Say like castles, bishop b7, bishop d3, knight f6, queen e2. That looks pretty standard actually. But here you can play castles, knight f6 first, and then bishop d3. No, that's the same thing. That's the same thing. All right. You could also play e5. Not enough time to play a good game here. That's my feeling about blitz. I would love to play like 15-minute games. That's how I started streaming 2 or 3 years ago, playing 15-0. But the games take half an hour, and you know, some kind of like true rapid time control. Unfortunately, that's just a lot of time. Again, you see these e5 ideas crop up by some strong players. Kill the knight on d7 is the basic premise, but I think I don't want to do that now, not with my bishop on b2. That idea is out the window. Buchanan playing very patiently, I would say. Now e5. Still not that great. Very small advantage to white here. Very subtle. My center is a little better. It's really not very exciting. Objectively, it's like equal. I like trading off his kingside bishop, but I don't think I'm really better here. His other pieces are okay. So JCS likes the 15-0. Yeah, I would love to do those, you know, but it's just like you can only play 4 games per stream. 4 or 5 games per stream. Doesn't seem very inclusive. I have no advantage, basically. I just wish I could play. Could play chess? Are you talking about masturbate or certain opening? I don't understand how strong my opponent is. Rook takes. Doesn't lose the exchange. This endgame should be okay for black, I guess. Maybe he's better. He controls the open file. There's some complications, though. The c6 weakness. Wow, he sacked his queen. Oh, I did not see this as an option. It's not really a sacrifice, but I don't know what to call it when you do like queen for 2 rooks. Interesting. So f6, knight c6. It's pretty messy. Maybe this is too slow. All right, yeah, that's a good idea. Oh my god. I have to find a different way to do this. Queen has to move away now. Wow, it's messed up. Be knight d4. All right, I don't know how sound that was, but it was entertaining at least. Probably not super correct. Did he have rook take c6? All right, I'm whatever is a subscriber, so we'll take him first. Then blue-eyed albino. I'm just gonna play some Sicilians lately. Not again. This is all anybody plays? Really? Against me here? This knight c3 thing? I can't get like theoretical games. Okay, we got a Grunfeld finally. At least that was something. It's hard to get theoretical games here against non-masters. Really on lichess, it's very tough. Actually, probably most online sites. Online players don't know opening theory like over the board players in many cases. So this is kind of a rare move, a4 there. I don't know if knight c6 is even the right idea, but there's no longer a bishop e5 to worry about. All you know. The older I get, the less I know. Just play the best. Why do these low rated players just not play the best moves? I mean, when I was like 1200, I was studying opening books, you know, and learning opening theory. You got a few players here. Haberbaum, Nils is another one. You JCS, who have never even played apparently rated games. Quite a few players amongst our viewers who are not that highly rated, who know quite a bit of theory, opening theory. But I mean, I think that's more the, the exception rather than the rule. I'm surprised how little theory most of the players below 2200 here actually know in many cases. Knight f6 I'm not sure about. He's got the ability to play f4. He's delaying the f pawn, which is really weird. For this type of line, I would have expected to see, I don't know, knight f3 or maybe knight e2 already. I guess it makes some sense though. Play e4 in the French. You know the French. Okay, so d5 now is a move that I don't have a lot of good scores with typically. So we'll stick with our unorthodox approach to this bishop c4, which I've used quite a bit. Unorthodoxy. We've got to solve this piece, okay? This is not going to happen. So the bishop must come out to b7. Self-taught. Well, it's amazing because, yeah, I mean, typically people couldn't progress to that kind of rating level, let's say 2100. In the old days, when we had to walk uphill both ways to school, right? People just couldn't possibly progress to, say, 2200 in blitz unless they knew opening theory. There are some, if you go to like Washington Square Park and play every day, you want to become one of the hustlers in a park type environment, where you're just playing constantly without book knowledge, you can get pretty good. That's basically what people are doing online, just by playing a lot, massive amounts. But that used to be impossible. So what I'm doing here is playing rather unorthodox style, not castling. For the closed Sicilian, I think that's pretty rare. But against this type of bishop c4 setup, it's hard to get an imbalanced and interesting position. So I usually improvise quite a bit here. As I said earlier, I think this guy has to come out through b7. And then eventually we go with the full-on Mamedyarov kingside approach. g5. That's the advantage of not castling too early. We have more options than the opponent, essentially. You can turn it into this coffee house, throw your pawns at them on the kingside and not castle. But it's actually justified here, I think. I can always castle queenside at some point, or perhaps just leave my king on e7. We have every possibility available. Is he threatening f4? He's threatening it, right? f4, gf, knight f, bishop f, whatever. So he'll have the pressure down the file. Maybe something like rook g8 for me. I think it's probably best to just physically stop him from doing that. Netflix and gaming. Hello. 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 So my patented anti-bishop c4 closed Sicilian system. This is one of those openings, this bishop c4 against the Sicilian, that's just rampant online, and it's like not played ever by anybody over the board in live tournaments. Rampant. So there's the safe way to play it and the more risky way to play it. Do we want to trade queens and be at least equal or so? Or do we want to try for what's behind door number 2? This is an interesting move. Queen e1. Now I'm getting lower on time. I'm not even sure who's better here. He's played so solid, it's like playing Spassky or something. F3, Queen e1. He's like prevented me from castling. Okay, I probably should have just traded queens in the first place. Would have been easier than trying to keep the queens on. This didn't really help me. I might as well just traded. Or played queen takes f4, essentially. Offering a trade of queens. It seems automatic to you? Well, I mean, a lot of people play online chess as if like, okay, every game is like nothing to lose. I mean, yesterday I played in a team competition where losing would cost my team, you know, possibly a match or something. So it's easy to play like that, Infinite Flash, when you're playing online games or something. It's not like you're playing for $100 or $1,000 or for a team competition where, you know, losing could really have disastrous effects. You know, so I think in general, yeah, you should like play for a win and keep it complicated. In most situations. But objectively, you know, which is the better move starts to matter. Sort of like from the scientific standpoint, which is the better move will start to matter at some point. So now his structure is a little bit shaky. He might have enough compensation in terms of activity, kind of justify it, I guess. Reminds me of one of my simul games against, who was it? Take Back? That's a strong move. It's a really freaking strong move. Yeah, I mean, for a guy who has no opening theory, I'm whatever. I don't know if I made this note before, but his like general technique is excellent. Very experienced. Now he's getting mated. It's almost mated. There really ought to be something here for me. He should have played g4. This move, I don't know, just intuitively seems right. Oh, I think I messed up now. You kidding me? Kind of messed it up. Look at this, he's almost beating me on time. What's with his blitz rating? He's 2100. Not many games here. He must have come over from another. Oh, he's got 15. Okay. Never mind, I take it back. 15,000. Not many games. Only 15,000. All right, that was a tough game, man. Very tough game. We've got like 35 minutes left in the stream. I feel like I almost let him out there. I wouldn't be surprised if he was okay in some moment in the end game. All right, blue-eyed albino. He's up to 2447. Wow. That's impressive. But we had another player from Poland who was playing us Scheveningen on my stream regularly like last year. He sort of disappeared. We had quite a few games against him. Blue-eyed albino never... I don't think he ever answered if he knew the guy. I'm not sure that Scheveningen was 2447, but he was in the 23s. Play another Sicilian. The game, now that I'm back to playing the Hungarian Team Championship, I want to maybe try to play, focus more on my main openings and stuff, where I was sort of messing around with different stuff. If I'm going to be playing some tournament games, I'd like to get a little bit of practice. Yeah, I was obviously concerned about rook d5, but turned out to not be that scary. Yeah, I had too much pressure on the 7th rank. That was my first fear, though. Welcome everybody to my stream. International Master Will Paschall. We're playing Blitz and Rapid Chess here with subscribers and viewers, friends on the stream. Please subscribe and support our efforts to maintain a instructive, friendly, fun stream here on lichess. All right, so we've got e5. We played this a lot. I'm surprised how many people go into this with white. You know, now it comes to my mind that maybe I've already played this against blue-eyed albino. It's very likely that I've already tried this at least once. This to me looks like a pretty good Najdorf, essentially. I mean, if we compared this to kind of mainline Najdorfs, right, would I be up a tempo or something? Zen Chess, a resident Najdorf expert. If I play d6 here, what do we get? We get a tempo up Najdorf. Why would I be a tempo up though? It would just be a transposition. Yeah, I'm just being crazy. So rather than just transpose to the Najdorf, we'd like to get something more. I guess this is pretty much universally played. I know that already, but I'm trying to approach the position with a fresh perspective. Yeah, the game with Tushar, he played bishop c4 here. There have been a number of games. There was a game against Nefedov. Nefedov played an interesting continuation as well. They're not supposed to play d4, basically. But they all do it anyway. They being my opponents. Lots of interesting possibilities here. d5 takes e4, queen e2, castles. I mean, I suppose d5 must be the recommendation of theory. I mean, undoubtedly it should equalize. Although, you know, queen takes d5, castles kingside. Bishop takes c3, b takes c. And this bishop's coming out to a3 where it's very annoying. And I'm not sure what I had to really show for it. So I was thinking e4. Yeah, alright, whatever. I mean, you only live once. Let's just play chess. I mean, it's possible that my pawn just ends up being, like, overextended. And chessboard flip. Practice your post-game insults, Asterbate. Like Victor the Terrible. I don't know if I'm going to be playing any tournaments in the near future, but I definitely do get to play, you know, Sundays, typically some team competitions. So that's good. I hadn't played over the board since October. So this was the move I was talking about before, but I have no idea how this works, Ram. It's early in the morning here in Europe. It's 10 a.m. Isn't he just like losing a piece? My opponent yesterday, our board won, this Vietnamese FIDE master. They decided to let him play board 1 ahead of me because he's like 10 rating points higher, but honestly, I don't think he's a better player than me. I think he's probably a worse player. But he's young and he probably demanded that he would play board 1 ahead of me as a condition for playing on our team. And yesterday he like lost a piece in 20 moves. It was really embarrassing. I mean, it happens to anybody, of course. It can happen to anybody, but like playing the white side of a London system to lose a piece in 20 moves, and he hasn't won any games. I'm kind of thinking like I should be playing board 1 for our team. So I don't know what's up here. It looks like Blue-Eyed Albino didn't wake up yet. It's you know, it's 11:30. I'm just trying to explain why Albino would drop a piece. Hallucination. He has made blunders, like bad blunders, before. I was thinking like post-game insults, Asterbate, not like during the game, because that's against the rules. It's completely, it's not against the rules to insult your opponent after the game. That's absolutely not against the rules. No, I mean, I feel like our team made a mistake letting this guy be board 1 because he's talented, but he's not He's not as good as me. And this is not just grapes because I want to be board one and I want to be a baby about it, you know. It's just probably would be better for our team if I played board one. We have a grandmaster on my team, Tibor Tolnai, but he doesn't play. He'll probably play like 1 or 2 games. So basically, he's technically our first board, but not playing more than a couple games a year. So the guy just not that experienced. I was like horrified. I'm playing this like ultra sharp position with all of our pieces hanging on the next board, and nobody and our guy next door is like losing a piece in the London. Raves from weekend and good weed are still inside me. Blood albino. It happens, man. It happens. I lost a piece in 7 moves once in a tournament game. It's a sign of talent, you know. It's a sign of talent and hard work. You're human. All right, let's get some more challenges. We got time for 2 more games, guys. So bring on the challenges. So the guy's Elo that's playing our board 1 is like 2366 or something, but he's very inexperienced. You know, he's probably gone from like 2100 to 2366 in the last like 2 or 3 years. So, you know, basically 2 years he was kicking around, you know, 2 or 3 years ago he was kicking around as 2100. Now he's like 200 points higher, but he hasn't really grown into his new rating yet. So he's overrated and I'm underrated. We should probably flip-flop the boards 1 and 2. Well, you can't do that. Like once you create the list, you have to play in rating order. So I can't play ahead of him. Alright, it doesn't matter anyway. My team sucks this year. Last year we had a chance to win the 2nd division and move to 1st division in Hungarian team championship, but this year it's just pointless. We're just gonna not get relegated and then see what happens. Alright guys, I'm gonna go back to the community. We're gonna go to community and create a game. I'll say get some challenges fast here. Esterman is still streaming. Dude, how long has Esterman been up? He was on my stream last night. He's been contiguously like online since my stream last night. He must be drinking some kind of Red Bulls or something, like our 86-year-old, how old, 82-year-old teammate. Airborne Warrior. Alright, thanks for challenging. Am I over 2400? No. I mean, I've been under 2400 for a while. I couldn't maintain it forever. I'm like 2350 or something like that. We were up to 2380 something last year when I dropped a bunch of rating points again. I should really be around 2400, really, if I played all the time. But not playing consistently and giving away draws to little kids and stuff. It's cost me a lot of rating points. I'm way off my peak. Like I'm like over 100 points below my best rating. Alright, so d4, e4, knight g5 here. There's also knight g1. I mean, you can play anything in this position. There's also bishop g5. The FM. The FM, the one who suggested a move. Wait, what are you talking about, Asterbait? He's an IM. Oh no, the FM was some guy from Serbia who I never met before. He wants to be a streamer here too, apparently. I don't know the guy. No, he's not. Ironically, he's not from Serbia. My bad. He's from Croatia, which was funny because I didn't realize that at the time. Marco was his name. So the guy who dropped by my stream last night was an FM from Croatia. Ironically, I played a Croatian FM for my day job yesterday, and I didn't get to mention that to him, which is kind of funny. What are the chances, you know? You do a stream, there's this Croatian FM hanging on your stream, and then, you know, that's what you're doing during the day. was playing Croatian FM. How many can there be anyway? You know, they're not a dime a dozen. Croatian FMs. I was just thinking, like, Asterman is crazy. He's been up since my stream last night, streaming continuously. Crazy in a good way, I guess. Alright, bishop e2. Baleful's brother. Actually, I don't know. Baleful's brother? Baleful had a brother who was an FM. Did he say that? I don't remember. I don't remember that. Is that true? I trust you, JCS, to tell the truth. Not lead me astray. Interesting. Well, chess players tend to keep the chess tradition in the family, so I guess there's a strong likelihood. Okay, when do we cash in on this exchange here on f6? When do we want to do that? The move knight g4 has bothered me in the past in these type of positions. Of course, he also has to watch for like knight b5, but he's got bishop d8 as a defense to the c7 pawn. Knight f4, knight h5 is how my first board lost a piece yesterday, ironically. Okay, let's just play this simple approach. Laziness. Keep it lazy. That could be a good sloth t-shirt. Keep it lazy. I'm gonna print some up. Good business idea. Knight f4, and this is actually playing the English opening, which this is essentially. I've recommended many times Mihai Suba's book. What's it called? Dynamic Chess Strategy. He has a game in there against Timan, I think, where he basically busts black with the g4 move in this type of structure. This is a different situation. Black's a little better developed here than in the game he uses as an example. But just to show you guys, the basic idea is like a French theme, where you can destroy the enemy's center at e4 by busting it with g4. You see black do it in the French with g5 sometimes. Exactly. Keep it lazy. That's like when the guy sacked a piece against me yesterday. My first reaction was like, what the? I was just kind of looking dumbfoundedly at the board. And then instead of bearing down and concentrating and like really calculating like long variations, I was like, yeah, whatever, I'll just not take it. And you can't be a professional chess player with that sort of attitude. I have to calculate. I have to force myself, and you guys have to do the same. You have to force yourself to calculate. There are just certain moments in the game where it's just mandatory. I'm going to play h4 here because my rook gets to play in the game. I'm probably not castling kingside into a g5 f4 avalanche. What is this? How many games in a row have I not castled, by the way? It seems like a couple. Okay, last game I was definitely going to castle. I did castle. I was going to win his rook, win his queen with rook e8. Castle queenside? Yeah, hey Uber driver, what's up? We typically want to keep an open mind with this type of opening, the English/Sicilian. As far as castling kingside, castling queenside, and possibly just chilling in the center, sloth style, with king d2. We'll hang in from the branches there on d2. I mean, the g4 is really a good idea at some point once you're fully mobilized. If I play like g4 though, bishop takes g4, he's immediately got tactics based on my knight on f4. So that's something to watch out for. I could play maybe knight cd5, bishop d8, g4. But you want to keep your development in mind. Yeah. King d2. Castling queenside. Okay. I like castling queenside, but I don't know where to put my queen if I want to do that. Yeah, it's hard. There's so many different plans you could choose from here for white. Literally, a lot of different moves. As I said, I like g4. But again, like g4 has its drawbacks too. I'm going to have to take care of my king. That was my problem yesterday. I was up 2 pawns and actually worse because my king was in the center and my rooks weren't connected. And I thought, oh man, I'm going to look at the engine like after the game and it's going to tell me I'm an idiot. I offer to draw in like a winning position or something. And I turned on my phone on the way home from the match, from the game, and it was like white was better like 1.5 when I offered to draw up 2 pawns. My opponent was better by like 1.5 pawns. I was like kind of shocked, you know. I mean, I thought maybe he was better, but I didn't think it would be by that kind of margin. But it was just my phone, so who knows? I haven't looked at it with a real strong engine yet. Now I played b4. He sort of suckered me into this. I didn't want to do that, really. I was planning on castling queenside. This interesting player. Airborne warrior. I wonder if this could be someone that I know. Huh. I kind of like the way he played that. I mean, it's like really hyper modern. Knight a5, actually bullfighter style, waving the red flag there, the cape, and then getting me to play b4. Maybe I'm giving him too much credit. He's got a fianchettoed knight now. But it was creative. It had some pluses. He certainly took the queenside castles out of the mix. Okay. I think we're ready for like g4 at some point here. Almost ready. I guess I could just put my king on e2. Let's drop that on d5. Play g4 next. And see what happens. I think everything is basically mobilized. I do all this stuff and then he just like plays a move I totally didn't expect. I love when that happens. Of course, he is a little short of time. Now I'm afraid it's going to be too locked up. I mean, I don't think I have any major risk, but man, he seems pretty good. Serious space advantage. Now my king's gonna have to go to g2. Shelter. Guess we can castle. Always keep him guessing. Just too much space. The light side and the dark side. The Jedi. Esserman is evil. He's like the chess version of Dr. Evil. All right, guys, last game for today coming up here. Unicorn 99. This guy, okay, that's a non-blitz challenge. Unicorn 99. So tomorrow I finally decided we're going to be doing the stream at 6 o'clock Central European time. That's what we said for some reason. 6 o'clock Central European time. We're going to be hosting a viewer tournament here on lichess. It'll be rapid. 7+3, something like that. All right, let's leave the A6 for now and play something a little bit more correct. I think that at some point in that last game, Black was actually okay, but it all just collapsed in time pressure. I really need to work on some kind of legitimate Sicilian, but I was seriously considering playing A6 yesterday. Oh, this F3 is a tough move. Probably the best move for Black is E5, but again, that's a structure that I'm not too comfortable with. 2100 rapid, so Unicorn 99, pretty good player. I've got to start doing something else here. Queen B6 is a move, I thought. What's up with Queen B6? Maybe I had a game with that. Yeah, I had a game when Queen B6, Bishop E3, and my opponent sacked his B2 pawn many years ago. And it was very frightening. I almost got my queen trapped. I don't think that's good for Black. Okay. So anyways, I'll just transpose to some kind of English attack, because I actually know what I'm doing here. Or I used to. It's pretty good for White, I guess, but, you know. It's standard stuff. Many different variations against the English attack. Pretty sketchy for Black, really. It's basically a carries attack where White has played F3 unnecessarily. You just don't need that move in the carries attack. I guess it can prove useful, though. I remember I lost a game. Maybe that was a different line, though. Something like Queen G2. These are maybe Rouser lines I'm confusing it with. Alright, so H4. Going all in on the king side. I guess we do our thing. I used to play the Black side of the carries attack, where White would have an even more souped up initiative. Very marginal for Black. Kasparov, though, even played a few games with the Black side of these type of lines. So here, the question is, okay, I might be able to play Knight H5, which would be available in other lines. We have to think about that. Knight D7 is definitely normal. Is Knight H5 an option? Is it like a way to take advantage of White's move order? I'm not sure. Typically not a lot of situations where that actually works. This might be one of them. I think anyway I'm going to just default back to what I know. This will be our last game for today, guys. Again, tomorrow night we're looking at about 6 p.m. Central European time. Just call it European time if you like. I'm going to be hosting a rapid tournament. Casual rapid here on lichess. Alright, so Kasparov versus Topalov. Kasparov Black. I think this exact position, possibly. From many years ago. It seems that the best plan is to play Bishop B7 and Rook to C8. I literally tried everything. Queen A5, B4, Knight C5, like almost every literal possibility that Black can play to try to survive these sort of positions. But it seems like the best is to just develop the pieces and then go about your business. So Bishop B7, in other words, this is a probable theory. G6. Might be a theoretical novelty. Very interesting move. So h takes g, h5. Wow. Taking any of the pawns is always dangerous. I've never seen this played. In this exact position, I don't remember ever facing this. Well, it's possible I did. It looks pretty serious, yes. Maybe it's not that bad. H takes g, h5 looks really good for white. Maybe knight e5. Try to like force him to clarify. Now I guess I'm threatening to play something. He can move his queen though. Yeah, that looks extremely strong. Maybe I have problems already. Bishop f6. Queen g2, bishop f6. Looks like a reasonable try. Best. I'm not interested in that. That's upon the human shield on h7. The human pawn shield. Rook g1, knight f3. King h8, rook g7. Yeah. That kind of thing is definitely a lot of fun. Maybe he'll get into time pressure and mess up his attack. But g6 was a great idea. Okay, it's probably known and I just don't play this very often anymore. But I'm pretty sure that that's my best setup. g6 must be absolutely critical. Instead of g6, I mean, I know the king b1 is definitely played in these type positions. I guess I was looking at like queen g2, rook g1, f4 loses to b4, I guess. Speaking of f4, well, I mean, clearly I have to do this. Well, that's his whole idea. So take, king goes back. All right, whatever. I guess I could have played knight g4. This is very dangerous for black, obviously. Yeah, I enjoy defending. I was thinking that yesterday. While the guy was like sacrificing knights on d5 and f5, most people would be like hyperventilating, but I just was used to it. Rapid tomorrow. At least he doesn't have a dark bishop. We also have all our pieces in the game. I'm trying to be as anti-materialistic as I can here. Yes, that's probably best move. Rook c5. He's really threatening e5 now. That's getting very serious. b4, e5. Wait, I can play b4, can I? Almost getting mated with rook g8. It's getting scary. Second time in as many days. We had to deal with this sacrifice. But I feel like black is okay here. Of course, feeling like it's okay is not the same as being okay. He just kind of ran out of stuff. Made this what's he called? Seaside evacuation route. Almost lost a piece. Not today. He offered a draw. That was sportsmanlike. Very sportsmanlike. Oh, he's defending everything. All right, that'll do it, guys. Okay, let's do it, man. Keep playing. All right, good game. So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in to my second stream back from Budapest, checking out the Panda myself. Hello, we'll be back tomorrow. I sound like Arnold? No. We'll be back tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central European Time. Rapid Arena here on lichess and Twitch. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, JCS, for moderating. We'll be back tomorrow. Have a great day, and thanks again for supporting the stream. If you can support the stream with donations on PayPal or Twitch or Streamlabs OBS, click on the Panda down on the the Panda gift down on the Twitch page and support the stream with a streaming donation. Much appreciated, guys. Thank you. I know Infinite doesn't like Panda, but he loves you, man. We'll see you guys later. Take care. Bye-bye.